Hello, my name is Jeffrey, and for the country that I'll be presenting the country of Brunei. And the reason that I chose Brunei out of every other country is because while researching for this assignment, I discovered that Brunei is one of the last remaining absolute monarchies in the world, which means that the Sultan, its president, basically, is in absolute control. What he says is what's going to happen. He has no limits on his power, and no one can go against what he says. Not only that, but the current Sultan is also one of the wealthiest men in the world. So initially, upon discovering this, I was confused because for a country that's not only one of the last remaining monarchies, but also has one of the wealthiest men in the world as their leader, the country is not talked about a lot in media. So I'm hoping that through this presentation, through this speech, I can shed more light on the country and give it more recognition. So the first topic I'll be discussing about the country is the geography and its relation to other countries, other surrounding countries. And so the country of Brunei, it's south of the South China Sea, and according to the Britannica Encyclopedia, the country is surrounded by the neighboring country of Malaysia, which the surrounding country of Malaysia, specifically the state of Sawai, and Malaysia actually cuts through Brunei, which ends up splitting Brunei into two. So the country is essentially separated by Malaysia, and in terms of its relationship to to other countries, according to the U.S. Embassy's website of Brunei, um, the country has maintained a friendly relationship with the USA. In fact, Brunei does not have any enemies at all, and no public enemies at least. Um, and another topic that I will just be discussing is the country's traditions, its culture, and the primary religion of Brunei is Islam, which the founder of Brunei, the first sultan, basically, he was a follower of Islam, and the religion is deeply rooted into the country's philosophy. Also, the culture itself of Brunei, it derives mainly from the surrounding country of Malaysia, with many of its citizens actually identifying themselves as Malaysians. And another important part of Brunei's tradition is its food. And while researching, I found a website called the Chef's Pencil, which listed some of the most popular dishes in Brunei, which included stuff such as satay, which is basically meat on a stick. It could be any type of meat, beef, chicken, and it's usually served in street stalls, street vendors, and also usually served with peanut sauce. Another dish popular in Brunei is the dish ketupat, which is essentially sticky rice surrounded like covered in leaves, basically. And this also ketupat in particular caught my eye because my culture, Chinese culture, also has ketupat as a very popular dish. I personally never had it, but I've heard it was very good. Um, Finally, I'll be discussing the most prominent figures in Brunei, which includes its sultan. And according to the BBC, the current sultan, Hassan al-Bolkiah, he is one of the wealthiest men in the world, one of the richest individuals in the world, and he's also one of the last remaining monarchs, absolute monarchs, and also one of the longest in the country. And another prominent figure is the founder, the person who founded Brunei, who is called Muhammad Shah, which is which is the name that he took up after following the religion of Islam. Prior to that, his birth name is Awang Alak Bedatar. It was his birth name before taking up Islam and changing his name. And he was the founder of Brunei, becoming the Sultan from 1363 to his death in 1402. So, in conclusion, Brunei is a very interesting country, and it deserves more recognition because not only does it have it not only is it one of the wealthiest countries in the world, since its leader is also one of the richest individuals, its sultan, but it's also one of the last remaining monarchies. It's the last remaining example of a monarchy, of an absolute monarchy, where everything the sultan says comes true, it happens. And in conclusion, I believe Brunei deserves to be talked about a lot more in the media in general.